It's the first weekend of autumn, and the NFL is in full swing as off we go on EA Sports.
Fielded just outside the goal line. And he won't get this to the 20-yard line as he's down at the 19.
So out come the Texans for their opening drive. And trotting out there, their tall quarterbacks down to get 6'5".
Would you say that last week's performance by him, workmanlike in terms of numbers?
One touchdown, one pick, but obviously a loss.
Yeah, and that's the bottom line for him. All he cares about is how do we find a way to win the game. Maybe leans on a few other parts of the offense, and hopefully springs a receiver or two free.
They'll start on the ground with Pierce.
And he'll take this ahead for about 4. Second down coming up.
The numbers on the ground for Pierce last week.
18 carries, 104 yards.
Just an excellent performance from them on the ground last week, and that speaks to an offense that is operating at a high level on all fronts. Of course, that man running the ball, he's just seeing the field so well. But don't forget about his offensive line. They've really asserted their will out there and are confident they can repeat it again this week.
Throwing Jones. He's letting it fly for Cooks.
Oh, that's into double coverage and intercepted. Picked up by Jaquan Brisker. And the Falcons are going to take over once again at their own 37-yard line.
Well, they certainly took a shot to open this game. And I know it backfired with the interception, but no lack of bravado from that sideline at all. And look, they told us before the ball game, they wanted to be a little more dangerous on offense. They wanted to take a few more chances. That opening pass certainly set a tone. Maybe a turnover, but I don't think it'll stop them from trying again the rest of this game.
So here come the Falcons now to get the football for the first time. And they will be led out by the youngster, the rookie, their QB.
I tell you what, when he's on schedule for that week, secondaries take notice because you've got to stay alert back there on every snap. A truly powerful arm, one that's capable of challenging any level of the defense on any given play. That's why so many scouts preach arm talent when preparing for the NFL draft. A quarterback with arm strength to make every throw in the book, he's an asset to have in any offense.
They start with a give to counter, and he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up. Here's 2nd and 8. Got a man. It's Patterson, complete.
And they'll get him down on the other side of midfield.
It's funny, throughout the time that we've been together, when we talk with running backs about the ability to catch the ball, their eyes light up when they talk about open field and having one-on-one matchups, don't they?
Yeah, they do. And that's the reason why. What we just saw, shedding those tackles, and that's what they're used to doing.
It is, and it starts at the beginning of the play. One-on-one matchup if someone's trying to cover them, but they also like those one-on-ones downfield after the catch when they're running with the ball. They think they're going to win those, too.
And a pretty athletic run right there as he's going to get this down inside the 40.
10 more there and another first down.
The Falcons at 2-0 here to begin the season. And they come in feeling pretty good after back-to-back victories, CD.
And I thought that they played pretty well last week. Their execution, their discipline, their resilience, all on display in that victory.
So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. Back to throw here. And too much juice. It'll be out of bounds, incomplete. So line of scrimmage still at 39 on 2nd and 10. And he'll get 4 here down to the 35-yard line. They need to get to the 29 if they want to pick up a first here on 3rd down. Looking to throw. Throw out right, taken in by Patterson. And down to the 20 he'll go before heading out of bounds. 15 yards, 1st down, Atlanta.
Well, that is a running back who is not about to go down easily. He fought his way through the contact until the seas opened up for him.
Yeah, and that's a run born out of ferociousness. He took on that initial contact and in his mind just screamed, "Out of my way," and kept right on going and wound up turning it into a big play.
Inside the red zone here. They'll look to throw. It's caught. Lockett.
And they're going to get this down inside the 15. 2nd and 5. And this one taken in on the right sideline, but not in the field of play. They say it's incomplete. The throw led him a little too far. It brings up 3rd down. Again, he'll drop to throw. Looking end zone, but it's incomplete. Robbie Gould on now to try the field goal. From the left hash, a 31-yard attempt. The kick by Gould is good, and the Falcons are out to a 3-0 advantage. So, Charles, they get to them with their first turnover of the game and then make it hurt a little bit extra with a field goal. And anytime you give the ball up, what's the first thing a coach tells his defense? Don't let them score off of this. You've got to put out the fire. In fact, in 2021, that's what one NFL coach termed his defense. The firemen. Go out there, guys, and don't let them put some points on the board. So now we get set to see Houston for their second drive of the ball game. They threw an interception the first time they had the football, only gave up 3 points off of that, so it shouldn't be a difficult hole to overcome. It really shouldn't, as long as they're not listening to the chatter coming from the other side, because when you throw a pick, look, I know defensive backs, they have a tendency to be a little bit loud after they take one away, but they also have a tendency to gamble a little bit more, thinking they'll get a second one. Maybe they can take advantage of that with some double moves. Well, this defense for the Falcons, very strong last week as they helped their squad improve to 2-0 on the young season. And the way they did it was by getting after the quarterback. Sacked him 7 times in that game, came from all angles, created a lot of illusions, and especially just beat them man for man. That's the kind of defense that really frustrates an opponent. Jones throw, taken in there by Cooks. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. First catch of the game for Cooks. It'll be a first down. And that's how you shake off the interception he threw on the opening drive. Come back and throw another strike and gain nice yardage. And I give credit to 2 people on this one. The man throwing the ball and the person calling the plays. They're not shutting him down early in this game. And a pretty good burst there as he'll get this across midfield and down to the 46. It's a pickup of 12. Second play in a row with a 12-yard. Had nothing to do with the ground game. They ran it well. And you also have to say to yourself as a team, don't go away from what worked. That's not the reason the game was lost. Running the football over time, when you do it consistently, usually translates into wins. And they're hoping to do it consistently here. First down, they go right back to Pierce. Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9. Now Jones. A quick throw knocked away and incomplete. And now on 3rd down, they'll need to get it to the 36 to pick up the first. Back to throw. Jones. And he fires one that's intercepted. And the Falcons will take over possession here up at the 44. A few things better than a big man interception. You can always tell right when they get the football, there's that level of excitement and nervousness and also like, what the heck do I do with this thing? And you say, no better sight? Well, not for the quarterback who just threw it. It's bad enough to throw a pick, but to throw one to the big guy? But you're right about that. Now what do I do with it? But what's fun about it is you know they're going to be in the film room after this ball game telling all their teammates, maybe I should shift over to offense. I've got skills. What do you think? Oh, absolutely. I always find myself cheering for them after they intercepted. Unfortunately here, he couldn't make it into the end zone. Just like that, a pickup of 20 on their first play from scrimmage. I don't care who you put on him. He's going to be a handful in one-on-one throws. Yeah, right now, you're right. They're in man-to-man. Maybe need some safety help. I would say that'd be a good idea. Double team him somehow. I'm going to have to make someone else beat me rather than let him shred my defense. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. 1st and 10, it's Patterson. Oh, he shifts past him. And he'll be brought down on the 30-yard line after a gain of 6. 6 yards on that last play. Here's 2nd and 4. They'll try and run this one right up the gut.
And he'll take this inside the 30 to about the 29, maybe the 28-yard line. They'll go to the air here on 3rd and 2. And that's going to be incomplete. The contact there enough to jar that ball free. And it brings up 4th down. Here we go on 4th down. And he will have a first down at about the 21-yard line. They're able to keep the drive alive, 7 yards that time, and the decision to go for it proves to be a good one. Remember, that was 4th and a full 2 yards. There's a big difference between that and 4th and maybe 6 inches or a yard.
Yeah, you're exactly right, because when it's at 6 inches, you just fall forward and you pick it up, right? You just go quarterback sneak. But having to move bodies, that means you actually have to execute because they know what you're going to do. How are you going to make the right play call and get everyone into the right spot and win at the line of scrimmage? That's what they did there.
Well, they'll run it here on the jet sweep. And he'll take this inside the 20 and down to the 18. Here's a 2nd and 7. Looking left sideline, incomplete. This will be the 8th play of the drive. It's 3rd and 7. He'll look to throw. Into the hands of London. And he's going to be marked down just outside the 10.
That's a play that will likely be forgotten when you talk about big moments in this game. But plays like this are critical to keep drives going. And if points result, we'll call this play significant.
They had to settle for 3 last drive, hoping this second go-around ends in 6. In good position, 1st and 10. Able to slither by. And able to get him inside the 5 here, just inside the 5 to about the 4. A carry for the fullback. This is Mike Burton. And he will push his way forward down to about the 3-yard line. On 3rd and short, they'll try and pick it up through the air. This to Pitts, and he's got him. Touchdown, Atlanta. Kyle Pitts, his 2nd touchdown on the season, as his guys are able to extend their lead. Well, with this rookie QB, we talk a lot about his ball placement and how good he can be at laying it right in there. I think we just saw, Charles, though, the strength of that arm. That was an absolute rifle for the completed touchdown.
It absolutely was, and let's face it, you think he was really ready to get that first touchdown? Absolutely. He threw that pass with authority, just as you described. Big-time arm right there, and let's face it, a lot of quarterbacks used to be pitchers in baseball. The fastball was usually their best pitch, and we saw it there.
So an early 10-0 lead for them now as they kick it away from the 6. He takes this near the 25. Just a little pass there. Call it the 26. Houston's offense taking over again. And it's been a miserable start for them offensively, obviously. 2 drives, 2 interceptions.
And this is where you have to know your quarterback and know how you actually have to reach him. Do you do it with a little bit of humor? Maybe you break the ice a little bit like, hey, didn't we practice in that colored jersey all week, not the one that you're throwing it to? Or maybe you have to be stern with him. But whatever it's going to take to get the message, it has to be done. He's putting the game in jeopardy.
On 2nd down, here's Pierce. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. A fresh set of downs on a gain of 13 there for the Texans.
I have to admit, I'm excited by that play call and the end result, because this is a team that's down big early in the first quarter, and a lot of teams will just panic, abandon the playbook, and just start firing the ball all over the place. It's way too early for that. Stick to what works for you.
Down double digits, and we talked about their game plan being both running and passing there. You're right. They're sticking to the game plan, getting the ground game going.
A lot of football left to be played.
On 1st down, Jones. He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked off by Bryce Callahan. And he takes this one back into the end zone, and the Falcon defense has a touchdown.
Holding. Defense.
Of course, they had the option, and they choose to not take the penalty.
They like the results of the play that they just ran, and they elect to let them stand.
Now goal for the extra point. He's got it, and it's 17-0. So the defense creating some points, not only getting the interception, but then returning it to the end zone for the pick six.
So an early advantage now, and a good one. 17-0 our score as they kick this one away. This one fielded at the 5. And he'll be stopped up at the 25. And the football going back over now to the Houston Texans. They find themselves in a good-sized hole here, and a good-sized hole early on in this game as they come up on first down. Jones, another shot here after the pick six.
That's caught by the tight end, Irv Smith Jr. And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35.
First and 10, it's Pierce.
And nothing much materializing there on the first down run. He'll get a couple, and that's it.
And Pierce gets it again on second down.
And he'll muscle his way up to the 43 for a pickup of right around 5. Looking to throw. Jones. Pressure brought in, and the Falcons get there for the sack. Terrell Lewis able to record his 5th sack of the season. Well, for last week's performance, which was so good, he was named NFC Defensive Player of the Week. He got a lot of praise, and understandably so, from national media. Looking pretty good on that play, too.
And I love what he told us this week before the game. He talked about how much time they spend working on pass rush moves, every position, because anyone can go after the quarterback in their defense, and you can see how they've all absorbed their lessons.
On is the punter, Johnston, now as he sends this one away.
46 yards on the boot. The coverage holds him to just 3 on the return. And the Falcons will be taking over first and 10.
Atlanta prepped and readied for its next possession.
They've been off to the races already. A 17-0 lead. Now a chance for more here as they've got it first and 10. They'll start out here with a jet sweep. Desmond King making the tackle. 17-0 our score after 1. Second quarter now, Falcon football. As they're looking at a 2nd down and 9 to go. One back in the backfield, he'll get the carry. Limited running room as he'll get about 3 to the 21. And this offense on 3rd down today, they've converted 3 out of 5 thus far. This will be 3rd and 6. Now a deep ball here, hauled in just past the 50. And he'll have it past midfield almost to the 40 before being taken down. That's a gain of nearly 40 yards on 3rd and medium to pick up the first. Catch number 100 for his career right there, and it's good enough to keep the chains moving. So the big play gets him across midfield now for first and 10.
Straight ahead, Patterson. And a very determined run there as he'll take this all the way down to the 27. Good effort.
They've moved the ball over 50 yards between this play and the last one.
Partner, if you want more carries, I think we saw how you get him. Showed that he's got the fresh legs, and he picked up the first down on that run. Don't just ask for him. Show him that you're supposed to get the football.
On first down, they'll go to the ground attack. And he'll power ahead, but only for about 3 yards. 2nd down coming up. And they'll give him another shot here on the ground.
Holding, offense.
Now they face a 2nd and long following the holding penalty.
On 2nd down, a run with Patterson.
3 yards on the gain. They're going to need to do better on this next play. It'll be 3rd and 12. They'll look to throw here. And that is incomplete. Robbie Gould on now to try the field goal. Made his first. This now from 46 yards away. And the now 40-year-old veteran able to put this one through, and that will extend their lead even further.
So this lead, Charles, just continuing to swell here in the first half.
Well, it's interesting. When we talked to them prior to the game, they told us that their game plan was take no prisoners, and they've lived up to it so far because everything has worked. No guarantee that'll continue, but all in all,
now a hit and a loose football. And the Falcons say they have it, they do. And they're going to set up shop at the 27-yard line. On 1st down, they'll go to the ground attack. Just a yard on the 1st down carry, so it's 2nd and 9.
1 yard gain brings up 2nd and 9 at the 26-yard line.
They'll set up a throw. And this is caught for a Falcon touchdown. Tyler Lockett, 26 yards.
And the Falcons are able to widen their lead here in this first half.
He put quite a bit of air underneath that touchdown pass. Of course, we knew that he had the strong arm.
that part was easy. You can see that throughout his college career. But what you want to know about a rookie is when the pressure's on, can you throw with touch? He just did right there. And, boy, it was pretty.
Gould with the extra point, and the route is on here in this first half. Well, that drive started with not a whole lot of real estate in front of them. In plus territory, excellent field position. 2 plays later, pay dirt.
Fields it right around the goal line. And his guys will get the football right at the 20-yard line.
And now out comes Houston.
Defense got the better of them last series, forcing a punt. See if they make a few changes in the game plan here and try to get points out of this drive. 1st and 10. On the ground, it's Pierce to begin the drive.
And he is brought down at the 22 after a gain of 2, and it brings up 2nd down. From the 22, Jones.
And this throw a bit late as he couldn't reach back for it.
So the failure to connect on 2nd down, that leaves him staring up here at a 3rd and 8. Now a shotgun snap as they'll look to throw. And that will be incomplete. Now on 4th down, it's Cameron Johnston on to punt it away. Returnable here from the 38. It'll be 37 yards there on the punt.
And it will be Falcon football.
So here are the Falcons to take over on offense. They've won 2 straight, and they lead this one as well as they come up on 1st and 10. They'll try and start this drive in the air.
Looking for London on the out route complete.
And he gets this to the other side of midfield across the 45 before going out. 1st down yardage on the first play of the drive. Give him 14.
Let's just call it what it is. This has been a flat-out struggle for this defense all game long. They've really had a hard time slowing them down. And while I'm not big on speeches and guys jumping up and down, they might need their team leader on defense to get in their face right now and light a fire under these guys. They've got to start playing better assignment football and start getting guys on the ground.
On 1st and 10 is Counter.
And a pretty good burst right there as he'll take this down to the 33. And hold on here because on that last run, it looks like we have a player who was shaken up. Hopefully, obviously nothing serious here. Medical staff, though, going to take a peek, and we'll take a break.
Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down. Now back to throw. That's to the speedster Olamide Zaccheaus. And he'll be marked down right at the 20-yard line.
Good strong throw and catch right there. And so far in this game, the alleys have been open for them to get completions, and they're taking advantage of it.
From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. And this one's incomplete. After the incompletion, here's 2nd and 10 from the 20. Now they'll throw here out of the gun. They'll lock it with a grab over the middle.
And the Falcons are going to have a 1st and goal as he's taken down at about the 8-yard line.
But one of the ways the quarterbacks keep all the receivers alive in a play, never lock in on any one guy. Make sure you keep your eyes moving, scan the field. And here he finds the open guy for a nice pickup.
Back to throw again. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete. Nothing on first down, so the ball remains at the 8-yard line, 2nd and goal.
From the gun, they'll try to run it.
And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down.
3rd and goal as they look to pour some more salt in the wound.
They'll set up to throw.
This to Pitts, and he's got him. Touchdown, Atlanta. Kyle Pitts.
His 2nd touchdown of the game, his 3rd on the year.
And the Falcons just continue to roll. Well, to put it mildly, he's been able to dice up this secondary all game long, and this time that was a missile that he threw into the end zone and adding another touchdown to his ledger.
And I think we see these youngsters develop a lot quicker than we ever have, because when they get started in this game, they're not just throwing passes around. They're reading coverages early, so now they're like seasoned pros earlier in their career. How about this one here? If they win this ball game, a game ball definitely coming from his head coach.
After the touchdown, it's Robbie Gould now to kick it away.
From a yard or two deep, here comes a return.
Out comes a Houston offense as they get set to take over here. And 3 and out on the last drive. No points on the scoreboard. A little soul-searching now.
I would say so, and they need to help out their defense a little bit. They've had to be on the field a lot more than normal, put them in some tough spots. But what's the old adage? When you get another chance, it gives you a better chance to do it right.
Yeah, and he'll manage to pick up about 4. It's 2nd down.
And Pierce gets it again on 2nd down.
He'll be hit down at the 33, 5 yards on the play. The Texans on 3rd down. Not good. 0 for 4 thus far. They're up against a 3rd and 1 situation.
Pierce will try to pick it up.
And he's got the first before he's brought down at the 39-yard line. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10.
Another carry for Pierce.
And able to get this one all the way up to about the 46-yard line. So they'll come up after the gain of 7 on a 2nd and 3. They'll go option to the short side. Give him 4 yards as he does it himself, and it's a 1st down.
Give left side for Pierce.
And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up. From just shy of midfield, Jones
to Pierce. They set up the screen.
And that play will go nowhere. Losing yardage back near midfield at the 49. Now after the play, it looks like there's a Texan here slow to get up.
Well, now they're going to come out and take a look at this injury, and we'll be back in a moment.
A long way to go here on 3rd down for the 8th play of the drive. Throwing, Jones.
Delivers another one to Pierce.
And they go backwards here, losing yardage back at the 48-yard line. This will wind up a loss on the play, and that'll bring up 4th down.
But we know the guys up front have to protect when it's a pass play. but it's really out wide. Sometimes you're going to swing a tight end or maybe even offensive tackle to get out there, but most of the time it's fellow wide receivers, and they really weren't up to the task there, were they?
Do you like that call on your own side of the field?
I don't mind that call at all, just about anywhere. But the key is you have to have the confidence, and then they have to execute their blocking assignments. Otherwise, you get the end result we just saw there.
A great return there of 22 yards. And it will be 1st and 10 as they take over.
Here are the Falcons as their offense heads back onto the field.
And as the offense begins another drive here, pretty simple, Charles. They want to carbon copy what happened the last time out when they ended their drive in the end zone.
You're right about that, partner. Sounds pretty simple, doesn't it? Just score again, but we know it's not that simple because we don't just make adjustments at halftime if you're a good football team. You spend that time on the sideline, you study what's on the notes and the tablets, and you make those adjustments to prevent a repeat of the last drive. Series to series, the best teams, that's how they get it done.
And we'll find out here soon enough whether those adjustments are enough defensively.
That catch, by the way, number 542 in his NFL career, that draws him level with Lance Allworth, who was a Hall of Famer with the Chargers back in the 60s and 70s.
Yeah, the man they called Bambi. So if you're in that type of territory, catch the same number of passes he caught, you know you're on your way to a big-time career. And just think, he's not through yet.
And they're going to get this down near the 35-yard line. The time called here because a member of the Texans is in some discomfort. While they come out and take a look at him, we will step aside for just a moment.
So a 1st and 10 now in Houston territory at the 35-yard line. Back to throw here. He lets this one fly toward the back of the end zone. And this one is incomplete. An incomplete pass on 1st down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw.
Throw left side. There's London.
And he's going to be taken down with another 1st down as the stop's made at the Texans' 22-yard line. They give him 13 yards there on the play and a fresh set of downs. They'll look to throw again. Complete to Zacchaeus.
And he's going to be brought down at about the 16.
They kept the receiver in the short field, but that let his quarterback get the ball quickly to him before either guy in double coverage could react.
Four yards remain for 2nd down.
One back in the backfield, he'll get the carry. And he will be brought down at about the 6-yard line. It's a 10-yard gain there to set him up 1st and goal.
And that's the big fella's MO right there. Running through tackles, keeping the sticks moving forward. This defense, if you don't bring 11 guys to the ball to try and get him on the ground, he's going to keep making runs like that. I feel the press box shaking every time he touches the rock.
And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this first half of action. A chance to really cap off a big first half here as they come up on 1st and goal. Looking to throw. This is caught. That'll bring up 2nd and goal after the gain of 5. They'll run. Here's Burton, the fullback. And he is into the end zone for a Falcon touchdown. Mike Burton, his first touchdown of the new season.
And the Falcons continue to pour it on. They go up by 40 now.
And they just powered it in right there, Charles. 3 tight ends out on the field, the fullbacks for the defense. They knew what was coming.
They knew, but they weren't able to stop them. They knew they had to meet them with a little bit of force. But on that play, the big guys up front won the day.
Gold to add the extra point. And he's been a busy man, 5 for 5 now as he knocks another one through to extend the lead. A good drive that time as they go 9 plays in all. And it ends with a 1-yard touchdown run. After the touchdown, it's Robbie Gould now to kick it away. And here comes a return from just beyond the goal line. Now a crease here as he's past the 30. Houston set to take over.
And right now these guys, they're shuffling a little bit, maybe doubting, because 3 straight drives have ended with them punting the football away.
Yeah, so you start pointing fingers at each other a little bit, asking a lot of questions. What are you seeing? What are you getting? Maybe trying to narrow down your playbook a little bit and maybe get simpler rather than more complex in order to try and fashion together a drive.
And he's corralled at the 40, but not before picking up 8. To throw again on second down. Jones. That's underneath to Pierce. And he'll go down right around the 47 this time. Now the Texans will burn the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over a minute to go before halftime.
And they'll use him out in the backfield and sometimes quite a bit. They're just trying to get him touches any way they can. 4 catches a week ago. There's another one right there.
Meanwhile, Jones' throw complete there to Smith. Now another timeout called for by the offense as the stoppage will come with a little under a minute to go in this first half. Now Jones. Oh, he dropped it. And that's pretty indicative of the way this one's gone. To throw on 2nd and 10. Jones completes it to Hardman. And he'll be taken down here just shy of the 30. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. Jones throw into the hands here of Hardman. And he'll be taken down at about the 22-yard line. Now a timeout signaled for, and they'll get it with 10 seconds to go before halftime.
Never make the mistake that the slot receivers, especially the little guys like we're watching here, are just quicker than fast. A lot of them combine quickness and speed, and they catch a lot of footballs, as we just saw there.
Blankenship's kick is good. And they'll get back 3, but this remains a large deficit. Well, still trailing here, but they do get the late field goal. Now their defense will try to keep this score right where it is heading into the locker room.
Yeah, and trailing it to break, you obviously don't want to go in off of a negative play. Give them credit for that one. Finding a way to put points on the board. Give them any type of a spark, anything to build off of as they try and plan a comeback.
So time perhaps for one final kneel down before they take this lead to the locker room. The final second ticks by, and that's going to do it for the first half of play. So we've reached halftime here in what is quickly turning into quite a rout. As we'll get you over to Orlando, where standing by is Jonathan Coachman. He has our EA Sports halftime report.
Okay, Brandon, thanks very much. Time to give you folks at home a look around the NFL on this first official weekend of fall. So let's get to it. We'll begin with a good one in the NFC South. Carolina paying a visit to New Orleans. And the Panthers are out in front as they play the second quarter. Jimmy Garoppolo has thrown a touchdown pass. Next, we head up to the Windy City. Check on the Bears at home, Soldier Field. And they've got the lead in their ball game over the visiting Cleveland Browns. Quarterback Justin Fields with 3 touchdown passes. Finally, let's get right to the center of the U.S. map and check in on the Chiefs at home in Kansas City. And in that one, it's the visiting Dolphins who are out in front. Tyreek Hill, a touchdown reception. Next, a look at the next-gen stats in that first half for the Falcons. And the ground game has been a big part of why they have this big lead. And you have to figure they'll lean on it a little bit more in the third and fourth quarters. Meanwhile, for the Texans, there's a look at what they were able to do throwing the football. And they'll need to get things in gear as they trail here at the break.
All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. The Falcons back to receive. They've got the lead, and they'll get this football as the second half gets underway. And he will be brought down here inside the 20. Good coverage as he's dropped at the 17. The Falcons ready to go back to work to start the third quarter. They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. It's caught. Lockett. And way up past the 35 before he's taken down. Fresh out of the locker room, they hit him with a gain of over 20.
This offensive game plan has just been sensational. I mean, when you think about all the different ways they've gotten their receivers open so far, it's really been impressive. Scheme, design, execution.
From all the way up at the 38 now after a good start to the drive. Back to throw. Zacchaeus here hauling it in. It'll go down as a gain of 6, and that's going to bring up second down. They'll look to throw. Now they go screen. It's complete. And he is going to lose yardage here. They'll wind up losing 3 here on the play. 3rd and 7 now. So 7 yards from the first down here as they come up to the line of scrimmage. Again, he'll drop to throw. And he's going to go down. The Texans come at him and able to bring him to the ground. Marcus Davenport, the first rounder out of UTSA with a sack. Now on 4th down, on is the punt team sending this one away. Yeah, he was looking for the checkup bounce, didn't get it. That scoots all the way into the end zone now for a touchback. Here's the Texans offense now, readying for their first possession of the second half. Jones throwing to start the drive. He completes this to Russell Gage. And he's brought down, getting this one up to about the 35. Now Jones on 1st down. And that's going to be too high, out of bounds and incomplete. Here's 2nd and 10 now from the 35. To throw again, Jones. And he works his way past the line of scrimmage and then slides to a halt. They'll need 5 on this play to move the sticks. Back to throw. Jones. That's complete to Pierce. And brought down, but not before he was able to break the tackle, and the extra effort moves the sticks. Handoff left side, Pierce. He'll get it up near midfield to the 49 before being taken down. Following the pickup of 4, here's 2nd and 6. Now they'll run the option to the short side left. And just 1 yard here from the 49 to the 50. From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. Cooks on the quick slant. And he's going to be taken down right at the 40-yard line. Still in search of their first touchdown of the game, but they're on the move. 1st and 10. Looking to throw. Jones. And he's going to get this one down to the edge of the red zone. Took till the second half, but finally a red zone opportunity here. 1st and 10 right at the 20. And this is incomplete. Oh, that looked like a sure 6 points. But he could not get that to stick, and that is a golden opportunity wasted there. After the incompletion, here's 2nd and 10 from the 20. Back to throw. Jones. Throw right side going to be caught by Hardman. And the Texans are going to be set up with a 1st and goal coming up as they get him down at the 6-yard line. They'll run here with Pierce. And he's in. Touchdown, Houston. Dameon Pierce, his 2nd rushing touchdown on the year. And the Texans are able to eat in just a bit to this sizable deficit. Extra point by Blankenship is up and good. So they do get 1 score back, but still a long way to go here in the 3rd quarter. This fielded right at the goal line. And he'll take it a yard or so past the 20, called it the 21. The Falcons ready to take over. Still comfortably on top, 3rd quarter as they start things here with a 1st and 10. They'll start this drive out on the ground. And the reinforcements come in as they're going to stop him behind the line. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
I'm getting a sense that the momentum of this game is changing since the break. Nice play there, and this D is fired up.
So the opening play of the drive goes backwards. Now they'll come up on 2nd and 12. Patterson on the draw play. And he'll be marked down at the 26 with a gain of 7. He'll look to throw. And this is caught, but I don't think he stayed in bounds. No, he didn't. It's incomplete. The throw took him past the boundary, and it's 4th. On 4th down, the punt team is on as this is sent away. It's a 47-yard punt, return of 6.
And the Texans will take over. And now this offense comes back out onto the field. Well, we haven't exactly been treated to a nail-biter in this one, CD. And if they cannot score here, this one's pretty much all but over.
Are you saying that you feel like people are starting to think about getting out of here, maybe beating the traffic in order to get home or to their final destination?
Yeah, I don't think there's a whole lot of reason to hang around, especially if they can't score here.
Yeah, you're right about that, because it has been pretty clear who the better team has been in this one. And in a league that we talk about every game being a one-score game as we go into it, watching this blowout, let's just say it's been unusual.
He gets it to Cooks.
And he is going to have a Texans first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. Now, the margin on that scoreboard, obviously, for them, it looks daunting. But I don't know, Charles. They're probably not focused on that right now. Maybe just chaining together a positive drive with plays like we just saw, giving themselves something to build on.
Yeah, I think you're right about that. And what they have to be careful of is getting glued to that scoreboard trying to do too much. Because if you do that, you're all but guaranteed to start making mistakes. Just focus on one play at a time and make each one successful.
And now a throw on 1st down there, but it's incomplete. Ball on the 42 as they come up 2nd and 10.
Give to Pierce.
And he'll take this for about 4 up to the 46-yard line.
They are in need of 6 yards here if they hope to move the chains.
Jones now on 3rd down. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked off by Bryce Callahan.
And the Falcons are going to take possession of the football. Well, to be blunt, not a whole lot has gone right for this defense in this ball game, but that's something right there. Still in the 3rd quarter. It would take something around miracle territory for a comeback, but maybe that's a start, Charles.
It certainly is, and they're definitely showing that there's some fight still left in them. Hasn't been a banner day, but they're trying their best to put that disappointment behind them and find ways to make plays.
Here comes the Atlanta offense now ready to take over here.
Charles, a very uninspired effort. The last time we saw them out there was a quick 3-and-out, then they punted the football.
Yeah, and you never want to get stopped so soundly during a series, but what would be even worse now is letting it happen again right here. They've got to get going. And we've seen him have success earlier on with the ball in his hands because he is a get it in space and make a play kind of a receiver. But that time, they closed on him quickly and held him to a short gain.
On 2nd down, they'll run it here. He lost 2 there, and it's 3rd down.
That was well played there defensively. 2 tight ends in the formation, which essentially gave them 7 blockers up front. Hard to imagine with all that size and beef that they could let a tackler through, but that's exactly what happened. A loss resulted.
And a penalty flag comes in as that one winds up incomplete, but the contact is going to move the ball well downfield. So now then the penalty's got him set up with a 1st and goal. He'll drop to throw. Touchdown Falcons!
Kyle Pitts.
A 7-yard touchdown grab.
And the Falcons take the interception on defense and convert it into 6 points.
Boy, he has been fun to watch throwing the football in this one. It's certainly not fun for that defense, though, Charles. Now up to 4 touchdown passes in this ball game.
Yeah, we're supposed to be neutral, but I'm feeling their pain right now because he has absolutely carved up this secondary. A clinic on how to attack a defense and take them out of the game.
Now Gold for the extra point. And the lead grows even larger here in the third quarter. So they only needed 3 plays on that drive. And it was the tight end Kyle Pitts finishing it all off on the touchdown reception. After the touchdown, it's Robbie Gould now to kick it away. Fielded just outside the goal line. And he's going to be out of bounds here as the run back will leave him shy of the 20-yard line. Now this offense back out and set to go for their next drive. Well, we're still in the third quarter, so there's some time to kind of clean this up and make it look more respectable. Now, a win, that's probably gone out the window, Charles, but I don't know. Do you look at this as a time to just improve and maybe start to look towards the future?
I think you have to find something to play for, something to grasp onto until the clock runs out. But, Brandon, we've been around this game a long time. This is an outlier. You don't get many blowouts like this no matter how the game looks on paper going in. This one has turned out to be everyone's worst nightmare realized.
From just shy of midfield, Jones. He's going to have the hook up to Gage. And that's going to be good for another first down as the tackle's made at the Falcons' 35. Pierce now up the middle. And this defense not ready for that one as he'll take this down inside the 25. And they'll go right back to Pierce. And not a whole lot of room to operate there on the first down run. He gets maybe 3. On 2nd and 7, Jones. This pass going to be caught by Hardman. And he's brought down inside the 20 at the 18-yard line. Here's Jones from the gun on 3rd down. To the end zone, but it's incomplete. Out there is Rodrigo Blankenship in the field goal unit. From the right hash, it's a 35-yard attempt. Blankenship's kick is good. And they'll get back 3, but this remains a large deficit. I'm kind of surprised by that they kicked the field goal. I guess you get some points, but this deficit third quarter, I don't know.
Yeah, I don't either. Yeah, I'm with you on that one. When you're down that much, kicking a field goal, does it feel a little bit maybe waving the white flag? You just want to get out of here? Yeah, I think you got to go ahead and try and get some bigger points on the board.
And he'll be stopped right around where he would have been had he gone down to a knee, maybe a yard shy of there at the 24. Atlanta regains possession of the football. The offense coming back out here. Plenty of energy, ready to roll, looking to just add to what they have been doing after scoring a touchdown, Charles, their last time out.
And that's a great feeling to have on the sideline, partner, knowing you just won the battle against the opposing defense. And since they came off the field, I'll guarantee you all they want to do is get back out there because they know they have the upper hand on that defense right now.
Now this one complete downfield on the left side. Touchdown, Falcons! Drake London, 76 yards. And the Falcons are able to extend their lead in the final seconds of this third quarter.
Brandon, remind me again, this is a rookie quarterback we're seeing?
A rookie indeed.
I mean, because my eyes are telling me something, I'm having trouble believing. 5 touchdown passes. He's thrown 5 in this game. Are you kidding me?
Gould able to tack on the extra point, and the lead grows even larger here in the third quarter. After the touchdown, it's Robbie Gould now to kick it away. From a couple yards deep, he'll bring it out of the end zone. And he returns this to the 22. The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. Well, this has been a tough one for them, Charles. They've struggled really on both sides of the football. And one thing that's really plagued them, the turnovers. They've had issues keeping the football in their possession.
And every game that's ever been played, all coaches talk about taking care of the football and limiting turnovers. And in this one, after we saw that first turnover, we worried that things would snowball, and it certainly did, especially on the scoreboard.
They do get a couple, but they'll be left staring at a 3rd and 8 coming up. They'll be in search of 8 yards here as they hope to convert the first down.
So they'll get a little extra time to come up with his 3rd down play as we play 3 quarters.
You're watching the NFL on EA Sports.
Throwing, Jones. He's going to go for a big play downfield. And he overshot him there. It's out of bounds, incomplete.
Results, 4th down.
Desperation time now. Here's Jones.
Taking a deep shot here for Hardman. And a flag comes out as that is batted down and incomplete. But I think there was early contact. Let's check the call.
The CD, that helps the home team as they try to erase this deficit. Give them the penalty for pass interference on the defense.
Yeah, and they certainly haven't been happy with what they've seen so far, have they? They're certainly hoping that that call now might get the fans back into this one.
38-yard line, 2nd and 9.
He's out of bounds behind the line of scrimmage.
Back to throw again. And a quick throw here, that's complete.
And they're going to work this down to about the 32-yard line. In search of 4 yards here to pick up the first down.
They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. And that's complete to Cooks.
And he's going to be brought down at about the 16. So the ball down to the 16 here for 1st and 10.
They'll look to throw again. He's going to be sacked back at the 23-yard line.
Terrell Lewis able to get in there for his 2nd sack of the afternoon.
Well, I wish his staff luck as they try to find positives about this performance by their offense as we move through the early part of the 4th quarter. That sack, the latest example. Down by a boatload, this offense simply can't keep up, and the quarterback is still taking hits. I'd get the backups in there if it were me.
Work to be done here on 2nd and 16 after the sack.
Meanwhile, Jones' throw there taken in by Smith.
9th play of the drive now on 3rd and a country mile. Looking to throw. Jones. And he's got his man in stride, complete.
And he's brought down inside the 20 at the 18-yard line.
It's time to give more credit there to the defense. They played that very well because it was a drag route, and he ran a little shallower than normal as he worked straight across the field. He was hoping he'd get lost behind the defensive line. But once he made the catch, nowhere to turn upfield and gain any yardage.
On the field goal, a 35-yard attempt.
Blankenship's kick is good.
And they'll get back 3, but this remains a large deficit. Well, in the grand scheme of things, those 3 points likely not going to matter much, but I guess they get a little closer, a little more respectability.
Yeah, you're exactly right. They've been outplayed all game long, but like my mom used to tell me all the time before I went out, dress up a little bit, son. Make yourself respectable. And that's what they're doing here. They're just dressing up the final score.
And Patterson will not return it. It comes out to the 25. Time to get another look at Drake London and the Falcons offense.
He's north of 150 yards in this game. He's been doing his thing, hasn't he?
That he has, and he's been enjoying himself. And it's the type of game that you get locked into a pretty good groove. May not be record-shattering, but it's the type of game that if you accumulate that throughout a season, you're going to be one of the top receivers in the game.
See how much they incorporate him here on this drive. They'll operate from the 32-yard line here, 2nd and 3. And they'll keep leaning on the running game. Back to the ground.
And this will be a Falcons first down as he's got this up to the 40-yard line.
Well, partner, I know this type of running back. I mean, this size, this intensity usually gets better as the game goes on. I just tell you from experience, the first few quarters, oh, you're eager. You come running up there. I'm going to tackle this guy. By the 4th quarter, you're coming up and thinking about it.
And D-line wearing down fourth quarter. Yeah, that's not a guy they want to see consistently. A shotgun handoff to Patterson. Now he's tackled a yard short of the marker. Good gain of 9 on first down.
A gain of 9 brings up 2nd and 1.
Now they'll switch it up here and look to throw. He's going to flip one out here to his running back.
And he'll be taken down, but not before they work this to the 45.
That was a pretty favorable situation there. What would you call that? 2nd and manageable? Smart play, too. Didn't force it downfield when he didn't have it. Just checked it down, let him get the first down, and that's exactly what he did.
So a 1st and 10 now in Houston territory at the 45-yard line. And down inside the 40 to about the 38.
56 yards rushing for him now to this point.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where it'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down a game. Right now, they want to show the world they're up to the challenge.
And he'll go down here at the 35-yard line.
It's a gain of 3. And the Falcons first down.
Patterson, he'll try it up the middle.
And he'll take this ahead for about 4. 2nd down coming up. The run got 4. Now they deal with a 2nd and 6.
A gain of 4. It's now 2nd and 6.
They'll run the option left. And he's going to get this one down to the 30. Down. They've hit on half of them. 5 for 10. This will be 3rd and 5. Now they'll run it on the toss. And the second wave of tacklers is going to get him as they stop him behind the line. He lost 2, and it brings up 4th.
Because his primary job is defending against the pass, you don't often see a cornerback making tackles in the backfield. But he's playing run all the way here.
The kick by Gold is good, and that will extend their lead even further.
Well, ultimately not really sure that they're going to need those 3 points, but they'll take the 3 and they pad that lead.
Yeah, this one's already wrapped up, but you and I both know if you're an offensive coordinator, you never let up on the gas unless the head coach tells you to do so. And maybe you've actually clicked him off in your headset so you can keep calling plays and trying to add to this lead.
And he'll go down as this drive will start at the 25-yard line. The Texans getting set here to take over again on offense. Where we stand right now in the fourth quarter, this one pretty much out of reach. And, Charles, I know they're going to be disappointed about several things with this ball game, but the self-inflicted wounds, they've had several turnovers. You'd have to think that's going to be something they're going to discuss heavily in the film session in the coming days.
You're absolutely right about that, partner, because they're going to have to sit in that film room and watch every error that they made and figure out how to not do it in the future. And mentally, I think a lot of the guys are already starting to think about, okay, how do we put this behind us and get better for the next time out? This, they'll use as motivation for the rest of the time that they play to hopefully never be in this type of situation again.
Well, remember, he had the interception earlier. Now he adds the sack. He's really making his presence felt out there.
Oh, he is putting together a heck of a game. In fact, he's going to bump these plays to his highlight reel, okay? So when he wants to show it off later on, look what I did out there, guys. In this offense, they've got to start paying him a little special attention. He's like a good basketball player, putting stats in every column.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw.
Oh, this will be incomplete. The rush gets home just as he was letting that go. That could have been worse. Instead, it's 4th down.
That incompletion is not a surprise with the way that this one has gone, and the frustration, the body language is evident everywhere. This team, they've really been put through the ringer in this one.
Here's Cameron Johnston now as he'll punt it away for the 4th time today. And it's fielded at the 34. 43-yard punt, but they get 9 back on the return. And out will come the offense as they take over. Atlanta now coming out on the field.
We've paid this offense plenty of compliments already, but, I mean, they are deserving as they start another series. To be leading by this much with so much time left to play in the 4th, Charles, it's really been impressive to watch.
It has been, and you have to think to yourself, the preparation that went into this, but the absolute focus that they kept throughout in order to have this kind of a result, this is Super Bowl-esque, and they've got to feel awfully good about what they put out there today.
And they're able to work this across midfield to the 48. And passing yardage-wise, now up over 350 in this game. Pretty nice performance.
Definitely that, which usually means you're putting a lot of pressure on guys trying to cover. If you're a defensive back and they put over 350 yards on you, you've had a long day. The key to everything, if you're doing it without throwing interceptions or turning the ball over.
The Falcons send out their punter as he'll come on to kick this one away. And that'll hit at the 5 and go into the end zone for a touchback. And now out comes Houston.
Well, we said it at halftime that they would need a nearly perfect second half to erase that deficit that they were facing, CD. But unfortunately, the second half has pretty much been a carbon copy of the first.
Yeah, that early lead was almost insurmountable the way their opponent was playing. And, partner, they do have some good news, though. This one is getting close to being over, and they can try and hit the reset button starting tomorrow.
Well, hang on now. We're going to pause here. We've got an injured player. The medical staff will attend to him, and we will step aside.
A good gain on first. Has him set up with second and just a couple of inches now from the 29. Back to throw. Jones. And it's complete right back in the hands of Smith. And he goes out of bounds just shy of the 45.
Roughing the passer, defense.
So now a fresh set of downs. 1st and 10 after roughing the passer. Now Jones.
He's got his man. It's Pierce.
And he is going to lose yardage here. He was unable to shake free there, and they'll cover him for a loss of a yard.
As a defense, you're more balanced when you're in zone coverage because you're able to keep your eyes on the quarterback and see the play develop in front of you. They're able to keep the quick pass in front of them and stop it right at the line of scrimmage.
Looking to throw again on 2nd down. Jones buying, and he can't find anywhere to go with it, and he goes down. Terrell Lewis able to disrupt yet another pass play. That is his 3rd sack of the afternoon.
Talk about two sides of the ball at cross purposes because mercifully this game's almost over for the offense, but the defense, they still want to get a few shots in. That front 7, they've loved this ball game. They've been able to pad their stats, and maybe some backups can get in and get a sack as well.
Need something from deep in the bag of tricks here after 1st and 2nd down went backwards. It's 3rd and very long. Looking to throw. Jones taking a deep shot here for Hardman. And too much juice. It'll be out of bounds, incomplete. Here's Cameron Johnston now as he's on for the 5th time here today. He'll get off a fairly short kick here as this is toward the sideline. And now where will the side judge stop his walk? That's the question. He says it crossed out of bounds at about the 17-yard line. Tyler Lockett trotting onto the field, getting set for this next drive. And I know that they've double-teamed him a couple times, but not a ton. Just.
And when they do that, they weaken their defense in other places as well. And how many times have we done games where we've seen a guy have a big game like this? But it's usually not by himself, is it? Right. Usually it opens it up for other people to have big games as well.
Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run. Now they'll run the option to the short side left. And he goes across the 20 to the 22.
He was brought down by Malik Harrison. A 5-yard pickup on the play.
They'll try and run some clock here as they keep it on the ground.
And this will be a Falcons 1st down as he'll take this up to about the 33-yard line.
I definitely like the play call. You don't expect it on 3rd and 16. You expect the pass play. There to call the run, and boy, they were successful.
So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. Running game working. They'll stick with it on 1st down. No dice this go around. He's hit behind the line and taken down. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11.
Brings up 2nd and 11 at the 32-yard line.
Well, fans usually love to see scoring, and there was no shortage of it today. What a dominant showing from an offense that was truly playing at an elite level in this contest.
Partner, this game was over a long time ago, and you noticed they did not want to slow down anything. Absolutely a dream scenario for everyone on that offense, and they took advantage of every second. Guaranteed popcorn for everyone in their film session.
So for Atlanta, it's an ideal start as they move to 3-0 now on the young season. And they'll return home next week to take on the Detroit Lions. Meanwhile, for Houston, they'll fall to 1-2. And they'll be on the road next week as they get a date with the Jaguars in Jacksonville.